This is breaking news.
Right now, Mayor Adams makes an environmental and city operations-related announcement in Brooklyn. Let's listen in.
We're extremely proud of the work we're doing to make our fleet safer, more efficient, and environmentally sound. And today, we're proudly sharing that through the U.S. Department of Transportation's Congestion Mitigation and Air Quality Improvement Program, also known as CMAQ, the City of New York has received $10.1 million in grant funding to replace over 900 fossil fuel-powered vehicles with electric vehicles. This funding brings us one step closer to reaching our goal of achieving an all-electric fleet. It's a significant environmental win for our city. But before I continue, I would like to start by thanking Mayor Eric Adams for his unwavering leadership and support, our sister agencies, the New York City Department of Transportation, led by my partner, Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez. We appreciate your advocacy and partnership to secure this funding. The New York City Department of Sanitation for hosting us today. Julie Tai, Executive Director, New York League of Conservation Voters. And last, but certainly not least, I want to thank my entire DCAS fleet management team that's led by Deputy Commissioner Keith Kerman, who has really served as a visionary in the area of fleet management and innovation. Our city's fleet is critical to the work we do in service of all New Yorkers. It's how we move people, supplies, and resources. It's how we keep our city safe and thriving. But we also know that chief among our responsibilities to the people of New York is our role in ensuring the city's government and all of its functions operate effectively, efficiently, and in a sustainable manner. Thanks to the U.S. DOT and our very own Department of Transportation, we're moving closer to reimagining a city that runs on electric-powered vehicles that will protect the quality of life of millions of New Yorkers. Today, with this $10 million investment, we are reaffirming our commitment to electrify our city's fleet ahead of schedule because we understand that our climate, our city, and our people do not have a second to waste in our fight against emissions and its harmful effects on climate change. In September, we proudly announced that we had more than 4,000 electric vehicles as part of our fleet, a feat we achieved 3 years ahead of schedule, and now we are transitioning even more. But it's more than just adding electric vehicles. We also are building out our charging infrastructure to support the increase in electric vehicles. Using these funds, we are expanding our charging network to include more than 315 new electric chargers. Currently, we operate the largest electric charging network in New York State, with more than 1,360 charging ports and boasting 120 fast chargers. We also have 106 freestanding solar carports, the largest operating network in the nation. In fact, our newest solar carports are right here behind us. It's just one of the many ways we are implementing new features and capabilities to reimagine the city's fleet and protect all New Yorkers. A future where fleet operators fortify their position as standard bearers and set the tone for safe driving for this great city. With our defensive driving courses, telematics, surround and dash cameras, vehicle safety systems, and the successful pilot implementation of intelligent speed assistance, we're making strides in building a safer future. New York City continues to be a pioneer in municipal fleet management, and we're only poised to get stronger, greener, and greater. And with that, please join me in offering a warm welcome to someone who is setting the tone for innovation in city government, our fearless leader, Mayor Eric Adams.
Thank you so much, Commissioner. And, as we sit here today, and I'm sure that we are all just nodding at how different the weather is, and it's a moment of enjoyment, but at the same time, it's a moment of concern. Winters are supposed to be winters, summers are supposed to be summers, falls are supposed to be falls. But it's clear that our environment is changing, and our contribution to the destruction of our environment is real. I always say we have two mothers. One gave birth to us, the other sustains us, and we have been abusive to Mother Earth for far too long. And we have to do our part and our share. And it's about a real partnership. And some of the agencies that the Commissioner mentioned, I want to also include the amazing team at DSNY. The commissioner there, Commissioner Tisch, is really taking the approach to cleaning our environment, recycling. Our Queens recycling program is just really exceeding our expectations, but also by using green vehicles as we clean the streets. And we have to get it right. It's going to be a balance. It's not going to be perfect all the time, but it's about leaning into the challenges and moving forward with that. Again, electric vehicles, they are clearly the future. In New Yorkers see cars, trucks, and vans when they see them, and if it has our logo on it, trust me, it is contributing to the service of our city, but it's also contributing to cleaning our environment. And they can rest assured those vehicles are contributing to a greener city. Last fall, as was mentioned, we announced that New York City met our 2025 goal in New York City Clean Fleet Plan 3 years early. We're moving at the right pace. New York is now served by a fleet of 4,000 electric vehicles, something that Commissioner Pinnock has mentioned, and she has been on the forefront of making sure that those old vehicles are being brought in. Really want to commend her for the consistency of carrying out that role. And we're experiencing the benefits: cleaner air, fewer greenhouse emission, and cost savings and fuels. So there's a real win-win here. Not only are we ensuring that we're cleaning our economy and having a greener future, but we're saving the green dollars that New Yorkers deserve us to do and do it in an efficient way. And we're bringing in the green. Commissioner, great job. $10.1 million grant from the United States Department of Transportation. And it's really the cross collaboration from all of our agencies that we are laser focused on the initiatives that we have in front of us. And the investment will allow us to get 1,000 fossil fuel vehicles off our roads. That's a real win and a real W for us. And it's the first ever purchase of all electric pickup trucks and vans. And the number and type of vehicles the commissioner mentioned, but it is really reinforcing our vehicle fleet to make sure that we are successful. And so, before you even ask the question, is this added on to our fleet? No, it is not. It is not. We're not adding new vehicles on our fleet. I was committed to decreasing our fleet size, and we're going to continue to move in the pathway to do so. We are also working to electrify DSNY's fleet with 25 plug-in hybrid street sweepers. And we're not stopping there. We're also installing 315 new electric chargers to power our growing fleet, because we have to build out the infrastructure as we build out the vehicles. And so there's a combination and there's a sweet spot of making sure that we can have enough charging stations to fit this requirement. This is part of our ambitious plan to tackle the threat on our climate problem head on, and meet our goal of decarbonizing buildings and transportation sectors to reach our goal of carbon neutral by 2050. All of these initiatives include building the city's resiliency to protect our coastal and inland neighborhoods. Storm after storm, we're a constant reminder that we must be vigilant of addressing these coastal challenges we have. We are a coastal city. We're surrounded by water. We need to be clear on that, and our pursuit of protecting our coastal areas is important. But we also know it's not only the coastal areas. We saw what happened last year, even inland. We saw areas that were flooded that I'd never witnessed before. I'm still amazed that we had to close the Brooklyn Bridge because of flooding, something that my entire lifetime I have not experienced. Reducing our reliance on fossil fuels would expand renewable energy assets and will push us in the right direction. We're really excited about what's happening at the South Brooklyn Marine Terminal. It's going to turn into one of the largest offshore wind port facilities in the nation. Not only are we going to get the power, but it's also going to include green jobs. We're going to be hiring people to build out the entire wind farm in that area. We're building more bike lanes and public transportation infrastructure to reduce our emission, something that I'm really proud of what Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez is doing in DOT. It's about investing not only in vehicles that we use for governmental travel, but also electrifying our school buses. These are vehicles we use all the time. We're being creative to make sure we electrify them to carry out the goal that's in front of us. And so all of our partners, US DOT, New York City DOT, DCAS, DSNY, and particularly Julie, the president of New York League of Conservation Voters, they have been real partners on this initiative, and we're going to continue to move forward as we put New Yorkers in the driver's seat of dealing with the environmental challenges that are in front of us. So congratulations. We want to thank the federal government and federal agencies for this $10.1 million in allocation. We're hoping that this money matches the dollars that they bring in to deal with these asylum seekers also. So, you know, we're asking for everything here in our city. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. At this time, I'd like to welcome Julie Tai, Executive Director of the New York League of Conservation Voters.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, Mayor. It's so nice to be here on this unusually warm day, and you're right, we are seeing climate change front and center right here before us. I'm Julie Tai. I'm president of the New York League of Conservation Voters. We're a statewide environmental advocacy organization that fights for clean water, clean air, clean transportation, and open space through political action. And we're so excited to be here with you, Mayor, today for the announcement of $10 million in federal funds to help New York City go electric. It was just over 2 months ago I joined you when we were announcing that 51 new electric school buses are coming to New York City with the help of funding from EPA, and we're sure to see a lot more money as we get more money for infrastructure and for electrification of our fleets from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and from the IRA. The transportation sector is a leading contributor of greenhouse gas emissions in New York, controlling nearly 30% of our emissions. And fossil fuel burning vehicles cause air pollution, which harms public health. It contributes to harmful respiratory conditions like asthma, rates of which have tripled in recent decades. In underserved communities, asthma rates are as much as 25% higher. So it is also a matter of environmental justice and keeping our commitment to prioritizing communities that have been for too long disproportionately impacted by pollution and the impacts of climate change. We have to accelerate our transition away from fossil fuels towards zero-emission vehicles, and this announcement replacing all these vehicles will help us to do that. When we're getting rid of our gas guzzlers, including our street sweepers and all these medium vehicles, with clean energy vehicles, we're making a huge step forward, and congratulations to DCAS for all the work that you're doing to get to those goals in advance of your schedule. We encourage you to keep doing that, keep the pedal to the metal, so to speak, although we have to stop talking about accelerators. No more gas pedals, right? But we can't only transition our fleets. We have to make it easier for New Yorkers to electrify their rides. With the 315 new EV chargers coming, the message to residents is clear. Replace your fossil fuel-powered vehicle with one that's battery-powered, and the city's going to make sure you have the resources to power up. So, Mayor Adams, we thank you for your commitment to the environment, for putting the pedal to the metal on the climate crisis, because we know whether it's the vehicle fleet, the clean buses, expanding the e-scooter pilot, more city bike locations, a more robust EV charging network, safer intersections, which we're really grateful for. You've been working to really get stuff done to clean up our transportation sector. And I want to thank DCAS Commissioner Dawn Pinnock and Commissioner Ydanis Rodriguez for making sure that you're prioritizing the environment and advocating to get those funds here. New Yorkers are going to breathe a little bit easier because of all the work that you're doing. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Julie. Next, I'd like to invite Ydanis Rodriguez, Commissioner of the New York City Department of Transportation.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner, and Mr. Mayor Adams. As my daughter turned 16 yesterday, my little one being 9, whatever we're doing today is not for us. It's for that generation. Can we save the planet? That's the question. Can we handle another Sandy, Maria, Katrina, snowstorm, flooring going everywhere? You know, the storm that can hit California can also hit New York City in the near future. So I feel that, you know, we have lived all those, you know, natural disasters. And the question is, what is our responsibility? So no doubt that Mayor Adams, the leader, not in our city, but it's showing other municipalities across the nation how we can make our city more sustainable. And of course, in the name of more than 5,000 men and women at DOT, we also want to say thank you, because you put in the resources to our agency to make the city more sustainable, to make the city more pedestrian and cyclist friendly. Today's announcement is a major step in the city's effort to urgently address the climate crisis. Each year, motor vehicles account for almost 30% of the city carbon emissions. That's why the DOT is working so hard every day to support sustainable modes, cycling, mass transit, and public adoption of electrical vehicles. But we must also do our part as an agency and as a city to reduce emissions from our fleet of city vehicles. And that's what Mayor Adams and Commissioner Diaz is doing today, together with us, DOT, Sanitation, and other agencies. We're thrilled to work with our sister agency, DSNY and DCAT, to allocate $10 million in federal funding to help replace nearly 925 fossil fuel burning vehicles with electric alternatives. These funds come from the DOT's allocation, congestion mitigation, and air quality funds from the federal government, and will help the city reduce the environmental impact of our vehicles.